Yo, what's good, your boy Ghost here, and today I'm going to do a comparison video between the Ram and Kilo. Now this video is getting uploaded one day ahead of schedule to get ahead of the season 6 hype, because this video is going to go up on Monday, which is I guess today for you guys. For me it's tomorrow, and season 6 is going to go live Monday night, like at 11 p.m. 12 p.m. my time. And you know what I'm saying, so I'm just trying to get ahead of the season 6 hype. That's why my video that I posted like on Saturday, the Uzi video, which by the way, if you haven't seen it, go check it out, link in the description. I posted that a day early too. I usually post this on Sunday now, but I posted it on Saturday because I want to space out my videos. And that's pretty much it. Also, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We are on the road to 1.1k. We are like halfway towards that goal already. Also, if you found this video useful and informative, hit that like button, and yeah, let's get into the comparison. And here we have the recoil pattern for a base Ram. Now, before we get any further into the Ram portion, I want to say that if you do not have this weapon, because this weapon is not a base weapon of Modern Warfare, you will need to complete a challenge that requires you to get 2 headshots in 25 matches with an assault rifle. It's actually not that very hard. If you have multiplayer, it's very easy. If you don't have multiplayer, you know, go do it and plunder down an enemy, shoot him in the head, or finish him in the head, I guess, whatever, and you'll get it done. But I'm telling you right now, this gun low-key might be worth doing the challenge for, because I gotta say a few good things about this weapon. So before we get any further guess into what it can and can't do, you guys saw my class setup just a few seconds ago, and there might be some doubts to it, because if you guys have been keeping up with streamers, people like Tfue and Symphony have been using the Ram a little frequently as well, or I guess recently, that's the right word, and they have been using it with the VOK sight, if I'm not mistaken. And when I was streaming, you know, while I was gathering these clips, one of my viewers told me why I was not using the VOK sight. That's because I don't know why or what it is about me and controlling recoil with the Ram, but when I use a VOK or just any sight in general, I can't control the recoil. It is very hard for me to control the recoil. Now, the difference between me and, like, you know, Tfue and Symphony is that they're mouse and keyboard, and with the mouse, I think it's a lot easier to control recoil with the mouse than it is an analog stick. Now, that class setup that I use, I can control it very well. Like, my recoil, I wouldn't say it's non-existent, but it's definitely, you know what I'm saying, it's very low compared to the average, you know, Ram. And I think my class setup fits me well, so don't take my class setup as like the one to use, because like you could be perfectly content and be able to properly use a Ram with the sight and be able to control its recoil. One of my friends could do it. I can't personally do it. But yeah. So I mean, this Ram though, like, I think is a very underrated weapon. In terms of meta usage, like if you're on mouse and keyboard, you control the recoil. I think that the Ram is like the way to go over the Kilo, because one of the complaints about the Kilo is how sometimes it feels weak. Well, the Ram is, I'm pretty sure, the fastest killing AR in a certain aspect. I think the AMAX as well. I don't know, because, you know, if you pay attention to YouTubers, you know, anytime they make a Ram video, it's like, oh, now the fastest killing AR in Warzone or whatever. But I don't know if the AMAX is faster than the Ram. I know that both of them are very strong weapons. I'm pretty sure they're the strongest in their class. So that's that. The Ram is very powerful at pretty much every range. The only reason I would consider it kind of weak in close or far range was because of the recoil aspect. But again, if you find that class setup where you can control the recoil, you'll be fine. And if you get headshots with it, man, what do I even? But if you get headshots with the Ram, bro, you're melting somebody. Hell, bro, even at close range, I've seen this gun outgun MP5. I've been outgunned by a Ram when I've had an MP5. It's made me start down an MP5, but that's for another day. But I'm saying, if you want to use a different weapon, I would suggest the Ram, because it's not bad. Like, it's one of those weapons that is very slept on, but it's also kind of like known. So what I mean by this is that some people, like a lot of people, know that this gun is good, but yet it's not used enough. And like I'm telling y'all, bro, like it's a very sleeper weapon, and I think if maybe the Kilo wasn't too in meta, it'd be one of the top weapons. Or if it had a little bit less recoil, obviously, I think it'd be, you know, one of the top weapons. Actually, let me rephrase that. If it was more appealing to casuals and a little bit easier to use for casuals, then the weapon would actually be like top 3 in the game. You know, some people make that argument that it could be top 3 in the game. You know what I'm saying? If people have their own arguments and whatnot. I personally do not think it's top 3 in the game, just because of the way I rank weapons. I don't rank them just solely off their performance. I rank them off a lot of other aspects. But yeah, I feel like if this thing theoretically in season 6, well, I didn't mean to knock that over, but in season 6, if it gets like a little buff, I think it could be definitely a weapon to be on the lookout for. But anyways, with that being said, let's get into the kilo. And here we have the recoil pattern for a base kilo. Now, I mentioned this in my last kilo video, I believe. And I said that with every kilo video that I make, I tend to change the class setup. And again, I changed the class setup for what I've been rocking with my kilo. As you guys saw there, I'm using the VOK with the specific reticle. And I'll get into that in just a second. Hold on, let me just show you the class setup, by the way. Here's my class setup. This is actually my original class setup. I went back to it just because of the reticle. And I'll explain that in a second. So, one of the things that I preached, I guess, of the kilo was the fact that the blue dot, or not even just the kilo, but the blue dot with the holographic sight is probably the best sight / reticle in the game. And I still believe that. I still think that the blue dot is either, I mean, if it's not the best, it's definitely one of the best reticles to have in the game. Now, I'm in the video of the kilo when I mentioned that, I had some people, or I had a person tell me that the blue dot for them was like not usable because of they couldn't see it. And so if you have that same problem, well, I think I got the sight for you, or the reticle for you. Right here, as you guys can see, this is the T-post reticle for the VOK sight. And I fell in love with this sight the minute I started using it. So if you don't feel like using a holographic blue dot or a PBX holo blue dot or just a blue dot in general, and you want to use something else, I'm telling you, this T-post VOK sight is godly, bro. It is a glitch. Now, aside from the VOK and holographic sight, there's another sight that I've been seeing a lot of streamers use. I don't know the exact name of it, but if you know who Swag is, if you watch Swag, you've seen him use that that sight with the kilo. I don't know the name of it. I'm sorry. If you know the name, please leave it in the comments down below. But it's another sight that kind of looks like a VOK, but I think it's a little bit more magnified. I'm not 100% on that. It looks a little bit more magnified, but you can use the blue dot on it instead of having the VOK reticles. Now, I've yet to use it. I might use it in the future. I'm not sure. I'm really in love with this T-post right now, and I don't see myself using another sight for a long time. But anyways, going back to the kilo, one of the main complaints that this weapon has is the fact that it shoots marshmallows, or that it feels like it doesn't input or output a lot of damage. And honestly, I never understood that argument. I never felt like this weapon has let me down in damage. I felt like it was always a hard-hitting AR, or at least it was able to kill people. And I mean, I stand by that. I don't think this weapon shoots marshmallows at all. I've been seeing a lot of talk on Twitter about the M13 being better than the kilo, and all I gotta say to that is, if you really believe that the M13 is better than the kilo, no comment. I'm just gonna leave it at that, bro. No comment, bro. There's no saving you. But anyways, like I said, I never understood that argument. I still think it's one of the most reliable weapons in the game. If the M4 didn't exist, I know for a fact this gun would be my favorite gun in the game. But at last, M4 is still my old reliable. That's my favorite gun, bottom line. But the kilo, man, like this weapon right here, bro, it's so glitchy, and it's kind of weird, and it's in like a weird place in meta because it is used a lot, and you see it pretty much everywhere, but it's not bad, you know? Like, it's not as bad as a Growl, a Bruin, or a, Snake Shot, or it's not a AIDS weapon that makes Warzone unbearable, you know? It's not this overpowered weapon that everyone's demanding to be nerfed, because I feel like it's in a nice in-between. Like, this is like how I feel like all weapons should be, like where, you have, half the player base saying, oh, it's just the best gun in the game, it's godly, and then you have the other player base being like, nah, it's not that good, there are better alternatives. And I feel like that's where like the perfect balance lies, and I'm really hoping that Cold War has like that perfect balance for, I guess, throughout the whole game, because that's how truly a COD will thrive. But I'm not gonna go in that rambling direction because that's just gonna take me somewhere that we're not trying to get to right now. But it's very interesting to see right now how Warzone has like this shifting meta where it went from like one gun like the Growl or Bruin to now that there's multiple options in a kinda, because the kilo, like I just said multiple times, it's not considered, to some people are not considered the best gun. And so you see guns like the AMAX, the Ram, the Growl coming back. Sometimes some people still using the Bruin. Like, you see these more variety in the sense. And I think with Season 6, I'm not sure, don't quote me on this. I'm pretty sure, I've heard that there's going to be another assault rifle coming in. Again, I am not 100% sure on that. I haven't really seen that much leaks about weapons coming in. I know that the R700 and AA12 are like guns that are being talked about coming back. I am not 100% sure which weapons are coming back or not. We're going to find out in a few days anyway, so I guess it won't matter. But if another AR does come into Modern Warfare, I'm really hoping that it's good but not overpowered, because I just want more variety in the game. Like that's what keeps games alive, is the variety. Because I mean, if you guys just noticed that how the Growl and the Brew and the Origin have pretty much like just caused a lot of like just toxicity, bro. And it's just sometimes it's unbearable to play the game, and I just want this game to be as fun as possible, because I truly do enjoy Warzone. And for Cold War, I have a lot of hope that it's just gonna expand even more. But yeah, I don't want to keep Ram. But anyways, the Ram is a very underrated weapon even to this day. And please, you know what I'm saying, give it a try. Do it for me. If you can't seem to control the recoil, try to find that class setup that can work. Trust me, man, I've tried multiple setups in the past. You will find that class setup that could make the gun work for you. But yeah, anyways, let me know your experiences down below with this gun, if you like it or not. And yeah, talk to you guys later. Peace.